Can I ask you, Will, about Sam Whitelock, who's just been on the bench, but this is the expectation he might start this week, his last year for the All Blacks. How have you enjoyed playing against Sam, and what have you made of this kind of career and legacy? It's a lot.
I mean, he's a legend, isn't he? He's paved the way for, Locke's probably one of the best in the last 2 decades. Over 100 caps for the All Blacks. Someone who, when I was at school, I was still watching him play. He was covering him, so I think he's had a great career in that All Black jersey, and it'll be good to play him in France next year. Actually, it'll be it's a long run over there, so he'll have to get used to that.
Will he be called up soon for French rugby? Do you know?
I think so. Yeah, he can adapt anywhere. He saw in Japan, he played as well. He played good footy there, so I think he'll look to enjoy the French lifestyle, and hopefully we can bat heads when we go there.
And Tom, mate, it's one of the young fellas in the team. What's it been like the past 2 or 3 weeks? It's been a tough start to get you guys, and then you've got Alan Alatoa all out with his injury, and guys getting knocks here and there. Tell me what's been like from the young, fresh-faced kids in the team at the moment.
No, it's been a good environment to be in, mate. Like, a lot of the older boys have really taken me under their wings, as they have all the other younger boys. Tough loss with Al, mate. Yeah, he's one of those leaders that's really looked after me from my time at Brumbies and now my time in this setup. So yeah, massive loss, and you can probably see the effect that had amongst the whole team on the weekend. Losing such a key individual, and our thoughts and our prayers are with him. And from all reports, his surgery went well, so he'll start that long road to recovery. But when he steps away, we've still got a really strong leadership group, and obviously both our co-captains, really strong leaders, and they've got guys supporting them, and the likes of guys like Will and Quaid and Samu, really experienced guys, have been looking after us. So it's a good spot to be in as a young bloke, mate. And then we've just got to build a habit of winning now as young blokes.
I've never met an Australian who's not confident. And you guys still as a squad, things still quite chipper, and quite you guys believe you can maybe upset the apple cart this week?
Definitely, mate. We're we've got that belief. We've had that belief every week, and it just hasn't come off the first 3 weeks. But definitely got that belief this week. We saw really good glimpses, especially in that first 20 against the All Blacks. We're playing footy, and as Will said, when we've got the ball in our hands, we're looking all right. So dry track might suit us. Once we've got the ball in our hand, it's just on the flip side of that, we're just going to make sure we're nullifying the All Blacks machine, which is obviously their attack and their ability to get latches and just beat us over the game line. So if we can sort out that game line battle in defence, I know we'll be in a good spot.
I sort of covered a couple of questions that were already asked, but how important is redemption this weekend after the previous game with the All Blacks?
Yeah, I think it's massive. It's cliche, but you say you take it a game at a time. But for us, we're really focusing on our performance, prolonging that 20-minute period. Like we thought we had a great start, and it's about prolonging that throughout the match and finishing matches, having that 80-minute performance.
Is that something that you guys are playing second fiddle to the FIFA World Cup? It's got a virtual ground, so you're not going to be training on the grounds you normally train on here. Will that have an impact?
No, not really. I think it's a great spectacle, the FIFA World Cup. I think, it doesn't really change for us, mate. Like we'd tread on the concrete if we had to, so yeah, we'll be sweet.
Did you watch the game that was here last night?
No, we missed it. I think we had a few meetings and dinner, but I saw it was a draw, wasn't it? So the Kiwis out. Is that it?
Yeah.
Missed out.
26,000 people watch.
That's awesome.
Oh, outstanding.
That's great.
Will the zoo be full or no? Will the zoo be there? The back there? Awesome. Oh, the tickets too high.
Uni holidays, eh?
Do you sort of hear that kind of stuff? Like if the zoo's going, do you hear it?
When I've played, it's always loud, yeah. But like, you've got the metal chairs, so guys are just the environment, like the atmosphere is amazing. So as soon as we found out we were playing down here, everyone's excited for that.
Christy, Mel, do you have anything on that?
Hey, Will, can you just tell me about the morale of the side after the 3 respective matches? Has there been much of a difference between Pretoria into Sydney into Melbourne?
Yeah, there has been.
Yeah, there has been, mate.
Is that better? Yeah, I think Hoops touched on it, but the belief in the group's always been there, and it always will be. I think it's the thing is, without, I guess, the scorelines haven't gone our way, but we're still building as a team. We're improving every week, and that's an internal thing, and we're still searching for that performance that we'll be proud of. We had a great 20 minutes last game, and for me it's about parking that and trying to improve it and play in longer periods of time, because we released a lot of pressure and the All Blacks capitalised on the weekend. So for us, it's about sustaining that pressure and really walking towards it, because to beat a world-class team like New Zealand, it's about having the 80-minute performance.
And you've been in so many successful environments over the last however many years, but certainly recently with La Rochelle. Can you see some of the winning ingredients that you need in this Wallabies team?
Yeah.
Is there any that you can tell us about? Is it training habits? Is it the reaction when there's pressure? Is it post-game, seeing the look on people's faces? What could it be?
I think we've got that. We're building on our connections. I think it's a new coach, a lot of new faces. We're trying to get tighter as a squad, and that really will help us on the field. So our off-field connection will definitely help us on the field. We've definitely got that. I think we can level up physicality-wise. To beat a team like New Zealand you've got to be physical. You've got to win collisions. And in parts of that game we did in the first match, and in this match we've got to win a whole lot more.
And just about the more, like you're a bloke who's like, it's kind of your bread and butter for a long time, but not a huge amount of pay there recently. What do you think is the missing piece of the puzzle there to get that firing?
I think it's as a collective we've got to make a choice. I think it's definitely an attitude thing. We know the techniques, we know our roles. It's about switching on the field, and then you see New Zealand, like they had 3 chances. They took 5 points away. For us, we had 2 and we didn't get any points. So it's about capitalising on those opportunities, and we didn't do that on the weekend. So hopefully we get another chance this weekend, and we can rectify that.
Hi, it's Mel Woods from AAP. A question for either of you. I mean, Eddie named a particularly big pack for last weekend, and he seemed to get some pay from that. You know, you guys got in the first sort of 30 minutes at least. Do you feel like that is a key to getting on top of the All Blacks? Like that was an integral part, I suppose, for you having the lead at that stage?
Yeah, I'm glad you said big pack during the week. Dave Parecki sort of said you've got a big tight 5 this week, and I got quite offended that he didn't say big back row as well. So, yeah, you know, we picked a bigger sized pack last week, and you know that was probably to try and be physical, and we missed the mark on that. So, if we go with a similar thing this week, then we'll have to try and step up our physicality. But quite similarly, if we go with some more mobile bodies, we could run them around the park. We're unsure. The team hasn't come out yet, but when it does, we'll play whatever game style is going to work on the weekend, and whatever the boss orders, we'll try and execute that game plan to the best of our ability.
And Tom, for you, like starting at 7, your first time in a test, how did that sort of change your natural game, I suppose, and what you've been doing? I mean, I know you had that start against the Chiefs, but yeah, like how did you feel about the game?
Yeah, I was really confident with the game plan that the coaches put forward to us. You know, I probably wasn't as physical as I would have liked. I probably would have liked to make a bit more stop tackles, and probably went hunting a bit too much for the ball if I'm being critical of myself. But yeah, so it probably changed my game a little bit too much. Quade had some really wise words at halftime, just sort of said, we need to play you more like we need you to play more like a lock than a 7, actually. So that's why they've picked the big body. So I probably missed the mark on the tactics on that side of things. But if I get the chance in that 7 jersey again, I'll definitely rectify those. And likewise, if Fraser's given the opportunity in the 7 jersey, he'll play his brand of rugby, which is absolutely outstanding. And if I'm picked in a different position, I'll do whatever my job is for the team.
And the Wallabies defence has come in for a bit of criticism with some missed tackles and that. Are you guys learning? Is it anything new that Brett Hodgson's bringing to the role? Like, is the defensive pattern a little different, or is there anything different that you're kind of approaching there that you're kind of still, I guess, looking to nail?
There's slight tweaks, obviously, with every different coach. They have their own flavour, but I think it's not the framework that's the problem. He's given us a really good defensive system to work with, and it's just our ability to execute and making sure we're making those one-on-one tackles. You see, like, quite often we're making good reads in defense, and we've got the numbers there. Then it's just executing the technique of those tackles and making sure we're getting bodies on the deck. And similarly, we probably didn't slow down their breakdown enough. They'll get in some front football, and when you give the Kiwis front football, they'll capitalise. So that probably had a bit of an indication in those wider channels. They were just having front foot, quick ball, and we were just trying to play catch up from there.
And last for me, did Eddie seem to be kind of really proud of the effort of you guys had committed to in training and also in the game and that, like, so it was his feedback, I suppose. So he put a bit of an arm around you, rather than, I don't know, he wasn't sort of upset, I suppose. I mean, obviously upset about the result, but he wasn't heavily critical. It was more like comforting. Is that the way that he sort of was after the game, or, since then?
Yeah, like he's always fully supporting us as a playing group, and he knows the only place that we're going to make fixes is at training, and that's how we're going to present a good picture on the weekend. So we've got a lot of work to do at training, and he holds a really high standard there. So he is comforting. He knows we're all hurting. He knows we're all humans, and when you get beaten by a score like that, you're not coming off with a smile on your face. So he knows we all feel it within, and he's just going to channel that sort of anger within, I guess, of all of us. Is going to channel that onto the training pitch and making sure we're getting really quality work done throughout the week, and that's how we're going to present a better picture this weekend and hopefully a better performance as far as the scoreboard goes.
Thanks.
Well, can I sorry, Marty. Well, with yourself, a long season for you. Is the best way to, like, get you at your best and have you playing your best is it to continue to roll you out, and is that something you want, to keep playing as many minutes as possible?
Yeah, I think so. Mate, I don't know. This is probably the first time I've been in this position. I do love playing rugby. Playing for your country, it's always a privilege and honor. So whatever the boss wants, obviously.
And does it feel even more like, players often talk about the fact that sometimes when you're not playing for the Wallabies and it's almost taken away and you go overseas, is it more meaningful, or do you feel like you savour every test more than you may have in the past?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, when it's not in the picture, when you're not eligible, it's out of sight, out of mind, sort of thing. I'm watching the boys on TV, whether they're winning or losing. Now I'm involved, and I try and try not take every jersey for granted. I'm extremely excited to be involved in this group. My family have followed me all around the world, and now they're like coming to every test match. So that's been a blessing, and yeah, to be able to put on the jersey, it's always an honor. So you'll never take that for granted, and I'm trying to make everyone count.